Hello everyone, this is Payal Taure and welcome back to my video lecture series on intellectual property rights. Today we will be discussing intellectual property rights with domain name systems in India. This particular video lecture is divided into two parts. Part 1, we will be discussing domain name systems in India, its registration and its importance, whereas in part 2 we'll be discussing the interface between domain name systems and intellectual property rights in India. So let us begin. The topic for today's discussion is domain name systems and its relevance with intellectual property rights in India. Now, the internet revolution has required every commercial establishment, organization, governments, and institution to register its presence in the cyberspace. Flashing an internet address has become a mandatory thing for almost every organization across the world. A specific feature called logical addressing has been developed which allows the user to reach a graphical and multimedia location where information is delivered to him in an interactive way. As it is difficult to remember the machine language, therefore, a more user friendly address which is easy to remember was created in the form of domain name. Now, what is exactly domain name? The authorities assign alphanumerical address. Alphanumerical means it is a combination of alphabet and numerical values. Address to communicate on the internet called domain names to businesses and individuals. Now, domain name in the ever growing scope of e commerce is the fact that consumers have now begun to attribute domain name with goodwill of the organization, its reputation, dependability, and brand following similar to that of trademark. So, domain name is a word or a phrase registered in domain name systems. Domain name is not a corollary to the trademark system. Now, what are the various components of domain name? The domain name is classified into various segments. The very first is called as the top level domains. Now they appear in domain name as the string of letters following the last rightmost dot. Therefore, for example, .com is the top level domain name. The second level domain appears immediately to the left of the top level domain name, that is before the .com, and the subdomain are the domains which are subordinated to the parent domain. Top level domain are classified into two broad categories. First one is the generic top level domains, which is also called as GTLDS, and the country code top level domain name, that is CCTLDS. The generic top level domain name that identifies the domain class is associated with, for example, .com, .org, .eud, .net, .biz, etc. Whereas the country code domain name are generally the two-letter domain extension such as .in, .uk or .fr assigned to a country, its geographical location or a territory. Nowadays, even this new type of top level domain name is there, which is kind of more customized, and it is referred as the new top level domain name, which are, for example, .voyage, .app, .ninja, .cool, etc. So now these are the examples of generic top level domain names, and these are the examples of the geographical top level domain name, which is also called as the country code top level domain name. Now these top level domain names are associated with the second level domain name and subdomain, and that makes a complete domain name. For example, www.nagpuruniversity.ec.in, in this particular domain name, .in is a country code top level domain name that reflects that it is a website which is there in India. .ac is the second level domain name which says that it is an academic institution, and Nagpur University is the subdomain, which is the name of that particular organization. So this is how we represent the domain name. Now, how do these domain names get registered? The domain names are purely given on the basis of first come, first serve. Every country code top level domain name is issued by the authorities in that particular country. For example, the National Informatics Information Center in India grants the country specific or country code specific domain name in India. Whereas for generic top level domain, we have to approach to the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, that is ICANN, which is a non-profit organization. The ICANN administers and is responsible for IP addresses, space allocation, protocol parameters, assignment, domain name system management, and the root server system management. The Big Rock or the public domain registry.com are the examples of registrars who help us in registering the generic top level domain names in India, whereas the registry.gov.in provides us the domain names which we have to register with country code specification. Now, this is the chart which shows the registration process for generic domain names which we have to register with ICANN. There is this registrant, means the person or the customer who wants to register his domain name. He can directly go to the registrar or he can go through the reseller. Then these registrar will do the prior registration check, or you can say the availability check of that particular domain name. If that domain name is not available, then they will inform it to the registrar that you have to register it with another name. Once it is approved by the registry operator, then it goes to ICANN for final registry, and this is how the domain names get registered. Now, what is the importance of domain name? Basically, they are very user friendly and easy to remember. We cannot remember the machine language, and that is why these alphanumeric combination help us in remembering the name of the desired website which we want to log in. Domain names are the legally sanctioned existence in the cyberspace. The domain names or the website are soaked in information, much of it with varying degree of copyright protection, and it also attracts the trademark protection. Domain names reflect the goodwill of an organization, just like the trademarks, and it also helps in understanding the nature of the institute, whether it is academic institute, whether it is a commercial institute, whether it is a financial institute. So just by the help of the top level domain name, we can understand the nature of that organization. With this, we have come to an end of our part 1, wherein we have discussed the concept of domain name. In part 2, we will be discussing the interface between domain name and intellectual property.